Why did you switch to Aeon UI? I just test everything out, right? So for me, I think it's important to try new things, to test things out. So I test Aeon, I test Multicore. I like to switch between them and just see what's working the best. So yeah. And also they have different benefits really. But yeah, I like to switch between them and just test. And I wouldn't say one's better over the other. So we've answered Karen's question here about how to make Hermes more autonomous. Thinking about trying Hermes, actually I take it back. So for me personally, here's why I use Hermes instead of OpenCore. Easier to use, great open source community. And I see a lot more, when I say open source, like they both have amazing open source communities. But the thing is, with Hermes, I see a lot more interesting projects coming out versus OpenCore. So that's why you'll see, for example, I test out Multicore, I'll test out Aeon UI, I'll test out Hermes Web UI, Hermes Workspace, etc. The reason I do that is because there's loads of cool projects with with Hermes. And I don't see that much coming out for OpenCore specifically. Then also what I'd say here is like smoother plus works every time. Whereas, for example, OpenCore actually breaks a lot, especially with every update. And also, I just find like Hermes actually does what I want. OpenCore seems to struggle. And also, if I look at the way that the world is going, and I think this is interesting to pay attention to, if you look at the way the world is going, like when we look at OpenCore and we look at Hermes Agent, what you can see here is that Hermes is growing massively in terms of trajectory, and OpenCore is just dropping. Right.